And where did we get to? Well, we started as the Iron Songs Among Stars. We are kind of space Prussia-y. We're big on authoritarianism. One might say we're fanatic militarist, and we're also authoritarian. We're more of a navy with a state rather than a state with a navy, because we are also distinguished admiralty. We also are anglers, and we are oceanic, and went with an oceanic paradise start. So we get loads of big bonuses on oceanic worlds and not so much bonuses on other types of world. So we held off colonizing a lot until we could actually start converting some of our planets to oceanic worlds via terraforming. Our start position was somewhat fragile. We started in this area of the galaxy down here, and we very quickly realized, and ignore this species for now, but we realized that on our border on this side we had a group of murderous peacocks who were part of a ravenous swarm, whilst up here, in this area up here, we also bordered a group of giant dildo looking chaps, who we probably have some on a planet somewhere. The Miravandia, who were fanatical purifiers. So we had arguably one of the hardest starts we could get in the game, and we had no choice but to go immediately big on fleets and go on the offensive and try and deal with them, which we did in succession. Firstly, we took out the fanatical purifiers, and then last stream we took out the murder peacocks on this side. Now, what we decided in the aftermath of our war with the murder peacocks was that it would be really, really useful for us to have a subject race, or more importantly, for us to have a hegemony federation that had someone in it that we could overlord with. And we hunted around the galaxy for different species that looked interesting, and we discovered that lurking on one of the other planets was these little chaps. They were a bunch of flighty type creatures who are very strong, natural sociologists, conservationists, and non-adaptive. And so what we did was we imported a bunch of our very strong little moths, and we re-engineered their species. We re-engineered their species to be oceanic preference, and I think we also lost a couple of negative traits on them as well. Then what we did with our in the process we named them to the slake moths. Now what we then did is we seeded them onto this planet over here when this was all still part of our space. We preemptively started terraforming all the planets in this area to oceanic worlds so that they would have nice space to spread out. And then we released them from being a vassal. We had to massively bribe them then, because they got really uppity with us for a while, but we massively bribed them to join our federation and to like us again, and then we gave them all of this space back. So what this has actually done has given us a nice little subject race via our hegemony, but because they are in a hegemony and they're not a subject, they're going to grow better and they will develop themselves better. But because we kept a couple of their populations on our worlds, it also means that now when we want to recruit armies, so if I go to command, our homeworld, and recruit an army. Oh no, it's not command. Where did we stick them? What planet did we stick them on? So we had to colonize a planet to get them somewhere. Glass? Clamor Forges? There we go, there's our slate moths. So now we can recruit an assault army of murderous, hyper-strong moths. Which we will do over time as this planet builds up, because we can only get 2 at the moment, but we'll get more pops of them as they grow. So that was what we did at the end of last stream. Now taking out these 2 races has given us a certain amount of position of power in the galaxy, because I suspect we have three of the largest fleets in the galaxy at the moment, because we just had to go big on fleets. But it's also left us massively over our empire sprawl, and we're losing commodities. We're only just generating food, but the good news is we've got decent alloy production, very good mineral production, and good energy credit production. So what we actually first need to do before we do much else is just balance our economy slightly and just start dealing with that. People are asking about slaves. We do currently have slaves. And the only reason we have slaves is because obviously we had to take out the scary, fanatical, purifying, knobbly dildo people. Which does mean that on some of our planets at the moment we have got slaves. But we don't really want them. So I am actually tempted to we have been gradually selling them on the market and getting rid of them. Because they're just more trouble than they're worth. And I'm tempted, actually, given that they're all in mineral production, to do another batch of sales while we can. So I think we will. So these are the planets we have Miravandia left on. And Ring of Anvils is our big problem. Ring of Anvils is where we have a lot of these slaves. And I'd quite like to get rid of them. And I think what we might do is... Do we have a migration? We don't have a migration treaty with our slake moths. Let's let the slake moths join our population, because, you know, that's fair enough. But then we'll sell some slaves and just start cutting down. So our early game priority here, our priority for the next hour or two, is just refactoring and stabilising our economy and just looking at where we are in galactic strength. We're not doing badly, but we're not doing great. And we could do with doing better. The other potential problem we have lurking around here is the Thorquil Enterprises. The Thorquil Enterprises are currently in a war with the Lavis Coalition. And this is the Lavis Coalition. Now, we don't want the Thorquil Enterprises to be doing very well at all. Because they're our biggest neighbour and we are slightly worried about them. The other people we just discovered we shared a border with, which is worth worrying about, is we've just discovered that this wormhole here, the natural wormhole in this system, links to this corner of the galaxy up here. Now this is a nice green colour and you might think, oh, that looks like a nice corner of the galaxy. And you would do until you discovered what the name of the race are. The Nar Skull Lords. It's not really a friendly name. And in fact, when we looked at the Nar Skull Lords, who seem to control an awful lot of that side of the galaxy, not only are they also fanatical purifiers, they are the crisis aspirant. They are pushing to be the galactic crisis. So that's going to be fun. So actually one of our kind of semi-short-term goals is to secure this wormhole and make sure absolutely nothing gets through this wormhole, because we might end up with the galactic, the Nar Skull Lord crisis on our border, which will be fun. Now we don't have to worry about that entirely yet, but we do have to worry about it. The Tunnel of Skulls is an excellent suggestion for what we should call that frickin' wormhole system. But yeah, so fun and games in the galaxy. Stabilise. Personally, depending on what happens with the Lavis Coalition here, I kind of feel like we need to set ourselves up another one of these hegemony pets, and I'd quite like potentially to carve it out of the area of the galaxy here, or we take it out of the Lavis and potentially give them some systems down this way. I want to see if they take, because they are actually doing quite well, and I want to see if they actually take some of the systems down here. Because if they take some of the systems down here, what we could actually do is just gradually shift them to being down this way, if we didn't want to go down that way ourselves. But we're actually relatively happy with the amount of space we have. We don't want slaves, we just sell them. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is we're accepting slaves reluctantly, but we do generally just want rid. We're not a xenophobic race, but we are. Slaves are just more trouble than they're worth. They have a habit of rebelling, so it's like, well, whatever, let's just not do that. Meanwhile, we do now have to start thinking about what we do with some of these worlds. So we need to balance our economy. We are massively over our empire sprawl, which we need to rectify, because we don't really want these to be bureaucratic centres. So we have various systems and planets that we need to either terraform or do something with. So this one, for example, is over here. Oh, let's sell our slaves before we do anything else, because I'll only forget otherwise. So I think let's finally... Now, we shouldn't actually have anyone other than Miravandia. So I think what we will do is we will sell... So I don't want to get rid of all the ones on Ring of Anvils yet, because that is a lot. I'd rather try and import some slake moths to replace them. But I think we can get rid of the ones on Silence of Dunes because they're miners and we are generating quite well. Now this is going to drop our income of the mining resources, but we're fine with that at the moment. And I think actually, let's see how many we've got on Murmur of Shoals, what they're doing over here. See, these chaps are anglers. I think we're going to get rid of them. I'd rather know what our full imbalance is, because they'll pay for it in the meantime. It'll be fine. The library. As we interpret the data crystals from the caves on Gloas 1, we begin piecing together a picture of a troubled planet. The planet was once the centre of a prosperous civilization known as the Ilani Foundation. During that civilization's later years, the Ilani turned more and more to the hoarding of knowledge instead of more material matters, such as procreation. As a result, their population fell rapidly. Alarmed by their dwindling numbers, their leaders attempted to find a technological solution for immortality. Records became scarcer around this point, though it appears to predate whatever cataclysm forced them underground, and it's not clear yet what results their efforts yield. Intriguing. So, what edicts expired? Galactic stuff as fuel, so that's fine. So let's just queue up our initial orders, because we also did just discover our precursor planets. Let's get all of that building. And then we're going to do a quick trawl of the planet list, and then while we're just running the game, I will update you on kitties and everything else. So we have 2 fleets here, which is good. We do currently have a leader spot. If anyone wants to cash in points to become the admiral in charge of the Cries of the Fallen fleet, now is the time. Thadrin is leading the drums of war. And the Subtle Knife is currently leading the Crunch of Bones, so the Cries of the Fallen is Admiral list. Now actually, let's just quickly make sure we've got governors in all of our sectors. Akmel doesn't have a sector. So first things first, let's create a sector. So we do have a governor name available as well. So if you fancy being a leader rather than a scientist, that is your option. Planetary building cost is probably useful for the governor of that planet. Back probate, name a fishy leader. Would you like to be an admiral or a governor? The amount of stuff we had to trade to bribe the death from above to be our loyal vassal is insane. Now also, did we assign some envoys to this? Yes we did. We don't need that person doing that, so I'm actually going to assign them there because it'll give us some benefits. Admiral, righto. So what we're going to do is go to our Marauder pals. Now we actually need to start fortifying this border as well, because if these Marauders turn into the Great Khan, we're going to have problems. And we are approaching the point where we're due the Great Khan. Actually, he's pretty decent as well. No, we'll stick with our Marauder Admiral. So, you are... Back who propagates. Or back who propaga. And our fleets are going to need upgrading and finishing off, because they are well out of stuff. Now, we were going to build at this station here. Did we build... We've not built a shipyard over here, but we will build one when that finishes. So that fleet we can't update yet. That is Drums of War. But Crunch of Bones we can. You need to be reinforced and you need to be upgraded. Now let's just do a bit of a survey of our border stations as to what we need and what we don't need. Because we're under our cap, so we could afford to redistribute some of these stations. Because we do need a border post up here. So we don't want to redo that one, because there's multiple routes into our empire from these people who we could potentially do something about. They might be a good candidate for our federation. And Necroids. Not overly keen on Necroids. I feel like we should be building a fishy alliance. So we could have a look and see if there's another interesting aquatic species in the galaxy that we want to, or species we want to make aquatic, that we could deal with. Let's, right, we'll come back to that. In the meantime, are there any other stations we can repurpose? I mean, Selnock is a blocking station for us. But we've got one down there, which is probably a better positioned blocking station, and there's no... I mean, as long as we control Siet here... Deep Thunder! With 3s. Thank you very much for the follow. As long as we control Siet here, that's our block on the way in there, because there's no wormholes in this territory. To our knowledge, we do need to actually survey those territories, so let's get some surveying going on. So would you please go and survey there? I think we demolish Selnak, which is a combo station, so we can afford to downgrade it. Siet is upgrading, and I think we want to build a big frickin' station at Usaldon. What kind of build are you doing? We are essentially a navy with a state. So we are authoritarian, militarist, ocean paradise, fishy people. With a hegemony which we've managed to start with aquatic murder butterflies who are very strong and have a presence on our world so that we can use them as soldiers. Because we didn't get the Cyberx, which would have been nice, but we didn't get them. So that is everything redone there. So let's just finish our trawl through our worlds. So Whispers of Home is doing alright, but we could do with more jobs because we're out of jobs. As we're low on food, I wonder whether actually we should be building a... Actually, what we should have here is do that and then build the food processing plants on Whisper of Home, because Whisper of Home is a bit of a dual world effort. So we are still not doing great on... We do indeed. We have the Nar Skull Lords, who are a crisis aspirant. We actually, for your benefit, Deep Thunder, we actually started with both Fanatical Purifiers and hegemonic swarm as our neighbours, which is why we've had to grow so large so fast. We had to push fleets and deal with them both, and then re-establish this corner of the galaxy as our pet. Clack of Keys is our bureaucracy world, so let's upgrade the admin park on there. Let's give it another district, because it's only... Mr. Chups! Thank you very much for your Prime subscription. That is absolutely lovely of you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your emotes. I am about to commission more emotes from Levi. So we will have, if things go to plan, you will have a Stray Kitty emote. You will have a CK3 Duck Murder emote. And I'm thinking we might do a Prakitty Tea emote from Stellaris. Get our little lizard buddies in this. So, Clack of Keys is our admin world. Doesn't have a lot of districts. What we could do is expand the districts on that. And probably should. Or we hyper build Whispers of Home. So Clamour of Forges is our planned forge world, but it's still a colony at the moment, but that will be our forge world. You might as well have some hollow theatres because you need them. Silence of Dunes is our mining planet, which kind of doubles at the moment as an admin world. Now, can that actually get... Let's give it another district and see if we can get any interesting mining places. Ring of Anvils is our... That was the nice thing, is the Fanatical Purifiers had a ring world start. So we actually got a ring world out of it. This is our research world at the moment. Which actually means we need a science ship in orbit doing its 10%, and we don't have one. You're excavating an archaeology site. You no longer have any use down there, so get yourself up to here. And assist research, thank you very much. But this is not an admin world. This is a research world. For now. I mean, it might even stay a research world, to be honest. So let's flip you to tech world. Chink of Coin is absolutely our new commerce planet. So that should be designated as an energy world. And we'll designate it manually because the AI is terrible at designating planets. Murmur of Shoals is our agricultural world. This is fine. We could do with... We need to do the feature research, I think. Start getting that going. That should have more agriculture districts than that, because it's an ocean world and we should get bonuses. I'm not quite sure why we've got so few on that. Branagea is our burgeoning industrial world, but I'm quite tempted to flip that to being a... Let's officially designate it as a factory world, because we need the commodities. But it's good to know that that can build moat harvesting and everything else. We can do gas extraction wells, so we absolutely should. This planet needs a name. So it is making civilian goods. So give me, in our format of this, so it should be some kind of sound followed by the word of and then some kind of thing. And it should relate to the production of civilian goods. So that's your job, chat. Come up with a nice name for our planet here. In terms of expansion, yeah, well, we had no choice. Now, actually, in terms of colonization, we did that late because we waited for terraforming before we did a lot. But what we did have to do, because of the bordering, was quickly get another planet going. So we do have one more species in here that we'd already worked, which is the Lavis, who are down here, who I think we will take out. I'm just not sure whether we fully take them out or we leave them be. Like, we could, for example, just take that system to make the borders a bit less shit, and then flip their ideology and then add them to our hegemony. We don't have Clang, so Clang is an option. But Anvils we've already got, because we've got Ring of Anvils, and that Ring of Anvils is because in the long run it's probably going to end up being it is essentially a mining world at the moment. Yeah, we might need to rename that one. Crash of Waves is another one. That's our burgeoning agricultural planet. So of course the AI has assigned it as a research planet for no reason at all. Right, that is our planet designations done. We've got explorers going down here. That is upgrading. This is going to be a border station, so let's get some more stuff building on it. You queued up. This doesn't really need to be using all those slots, and it's got a whole bunch of demolishers that should be, districts that can be demolished there. So we have 68 spare housing, and that is not needed. Right, I'll do for now. See, I like a cacophony of consumers, but the problem is it's very long. And we kind of almost want like single or double syllable stuff. Right, Scorpio Station is here. That is theoretically a border station with our enemy, so we could do with sticking a thing there. What we could do is stick a listening post down. Which is no bad thing, as it is a border station. Hadar Station over here is a trade protection station, if I remember rightly. Because we've got a lot of trade in that system. So what we probably want to be doing is giving it a bit more trade protection. And then actually what we want here is we want an ice mining station, but we need a frozen world in the system. We don't have one. Is there a way on the map to see what a frozen worlds are? Command is still only a level, as only a star hold, so we should absolutely get that upgraded. Hitmar we could do with upgrading. Let's get some more minerals going before we do that. Jadaskar is an anchorage. Can you build an ice station? You can build an ice mining station. Nice. How about you? You can build an ice mining station as well. Ice mining stations are our special thing. Actually, they can build... Can they build a... No, they haven't got a black hole. Ice mining stations are really, really useful. We're about to have a bunch of money because we're selling all those slaves. So let's unpause and let things resolve out a bit. Well, see, it's not really cash. That's the problem. Whistles of machines is quite nice. I like that. Noob question, what purpose does trade value serve? Trade value is contributing to our trade income. So if you look at our energy income, you can see that of it, 482 of our income is based off of trade. People tend to ignore trade in this game, just like they do in Europa Universalis. But if you optimize your trade well, you can make an obscene amount of money off of it, even if you're not a sort of a capitalist mercantile build. Today's tea, by the way, I'm now drinking tea on one side of my mouth to avoid the toothache, is it's called Oxford Comma by Bird and Blend, and it's very tasty. And in fact, we may have some interesting news from them.
There is new information in the situation log.
In stream terms, at some point in the near future, but I will not spoil it. Where are all our constructors gone? Oh, you're busy.
Ships ready for action.
You doing anything? No, right, get over there and research that. You might think that, original Wibbler. I couldn't possibly comment. What we really need is the ecological adaptation, so we can terraform that to be what we need it to be. It is going to stay as a food processing thing, so stick food processing plants on there. A roving crusher droid set up to ambush unwary explorers was encountered by our archaeologists in Gloas 1. Killit Phase managed to flee its rampage, but several others were not as lucky. Oh dear. So let's just go back and see if we've got any more ice stations we can do. Nope, but Gargantua is our one that's now our border with the weird ones. But we want to get a black hole observatory there because we'd be silly not to. And I think we will have a shipyard there, it's just useful. I suspect we might want a listening post. Oh no, we've probably got a Naval Logistics Office. So admin capacity plus 10 and base intel plus 10 would be nice. I think we go with that.
We grow ever stronger.
Attention Lycians! If you have need of others to fight your battles for you, know that the Abusian mercenary fleets are now good to know. We're more worried about your impending Great Khaanness, to be honest there. Hopefully they won't go Great Khan. Even if they do, we'll keep them around because it's really useful having a few more orders around to get admirals from. Pair of Machines. Pair of Machines is nice. I like that. We'll go with Pair of Machines. So Pair of Machines is... We also need a name for Akmal 1, which, again, the AI has decided is an alloy world, even though we've been rapidly building fucking food districts on it. So we need another one that's a bit like Crash of Waves, Murmur of Shoals. It's about getting food from the sea. It's an agricultural world. So give us one for that, and I will rename this to Pair of Machines.
We grow ever stronger.
So that's doing trade protection. That should be sufficient trade protection, so I think we're actually going to go with a trade boosting thing on it now.
We grow ever stronger.
I mean, we could go Star Fortress. Really go to town. I don't like having open slots, but sometimes you just need open slots. Right, Foldara is in the Chink of Coin system, so that could do with some trade boosts, but only... No, it can have an ice mining station. Let's get some ice mining stations down. Slaves are selling nicely. Our Magus is... There we go. That is just one of our... I mean, it is kind of a border station. Theoretically. So it too can have an ice mining station.
Secured.
Cruiser hull points is nice. I think we are going to gradually upgrade our fleets to not being corvettes and to being destroyers, so we're going to take that. Envoy Mahatot has done.
Technology secured.
This station is pure trade protection, that's why it's there. Let's upgrade it and make it more protection-y, and we will give it some resource silos. We're not murder dolphins, we just...
We grow ever stronger.
We will kill you if you try and murder us. That's all. Server speed is pointless at this time. Quantum firewalls would be nice, it's a quick one. We've already got a murmur of. But I do like reefs. Reefs is nice. Oh, it's essentially fish. Think of it as like kelp farming. That's essentially what we're doing an awful lot of. Right, let's pick up another bunch of alloys. The Athari have embraced cybernetics. The Athari pack are now the Super Athari. Disconcerting. Right, good news is we're creeping nearer to our cap and we'll build another one there. That's building an agricultural job. Food processing facilities. So you can see that we're starting to balance out a bit better now. Lament of Reefs. Let's go with Lament of Reefs. Do reefs lament? They don't really lament. Thrum of Currents. There you go. That's nice. I like that. We'll go with that one. The Skull Lords are wiping out Leviathans left, right and centre, which is worrying.
We grow ever stronger.
I feel like we should focus on upgrading our border with them, because we don't actually have a lot of allies. Now that we've got a... they can build some chemical plants. Let's get some chemical plants down. We also need on this world some hollow theatres. And we definitely don't need as many districts as that. Build another one of them so you've got one. Right, this station needs upgrading. So we've got shipyards going down. It's going to take up one slot. I think maybe we give it double shipyards, because it might have to act as a bit of an emergency shipyard place. And when it goes Citadel, we'll give it a fleet academy. In defence terms, we need to give it a bunch of Judge of Battles, because those are our strike-craft ones, which you could really do with upgrading, but c'est la vie. So give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can go 4 at the moment. We can have up to 18, so. See, I'm avoiding upgrading these because it will consume stuff, rare materials.
Grow ever stronger.
And we're not overly blessed with a lot of volatile motes. Scorpio Station can be upgraded, so we should upgrade it. And it can actually have more defence platforms. I think what we probably want to do is design a new defence platform. And let's give it a point defence station and a light station. A couple of sentinel guns, a couple of flat cannons. UV lasers, rail guns.
Technology secured.
Armour. Shields. Don't need a reactor booster. Beacon of the Skies, nice, that'll do. Archaeology doesn't massively help us. Research complexes would be nice. So I'd really like to boost our research output. We can now piece together what became of the Alani's attempt at immortality. It appears that, far from bringing them everlasting life, they created a terrible menace. A swarm of microorganisms capable of multiplying rapidly and almost instantly devouring any organic matter, as must have happened to our team's lost member. The resulting cataclysm wiped out much of the population. The survivors splintered into two groups. One, unwilling to give up Gloas 1, took to the depths, recreating their civilization in airtight pockets such as the one we found. However, this solution proved unsustainable in the long run, and eventually the microorganisms found its way into their habitats. The caves became their tombs. The other group instead went into exile, enforcing a planetary quarantine by utterly obliterating the surface, rendering it uninhabitable. They would henceforth live in small enclaves and dedicate themselves to preserving the lost knowledge of their civilization, eventually morphing into one of the ancestors of the modern Curator Order. Ah, we bumped into the beginning of the Curator Order. So this microorganism will make a fine weapon. We get the killer microorganism modifier, giving the following: army collateral damage plus 100%, army damage plus 50%, and a bunch of minor artifacts. Or we can quarantine it and get a bunch of research. I kind of feel like if we're role-playing our space Prussian Dolphins, they'd absolutely go for the weapon damage. Let's be honest. Which would take our murderous butterflies even stronger. What do you think, chat? I'm pretty convinced that if we're role-playing this, we have to go for the first one, the army damage boost. Like we literally just genetically engineered ourselves a race of murder butterflies. We're not the kind of species that fucks around. Let's take killer microorganism then. Does a single ship get out? Well, everyone. It's a modifier. It's essentially a modifier to our race. To our intergalactic nation. So if you look at that fleet's only got 2 units in it of murder butterflies, and they do 3.15 to 6.30 damage, which is insane. Like for bog standard people. We've got a space for a general, by the way. Deep Thunder! Thank you very much for your Prime subscription. That is very generous of you. It is much appreciated. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your murder spider from CK3. Trying to remember what else we have. Is Murder Disco a tier 1 for the Viking parties in CK3? Not My Kitty definitely is. Ah, no, it's not. It's Prison Baby. It's Prison Baby from CK3. Because we do like to imprison babies. Right, priority 1, beef this station up. Priority 2, beef that station up. Priority 3, sort shit out. Priority 4, because they're starting to build into it, little fuckers. Actually, before we unpause again, we need to design some Federation ships. Because we need a Federation fleet. Knight's Beacon, we're going to rename these. So we need to prefix all of our Federation ships with a different chorus. Because we're the chorus of something, aren't we? We're the Iron Chorus as a hegemony. So these should actually be singer of something. Singer of Death. And actually we just want artillery bows, hangar cores and gunship sterns. So for those unfamiliar, how Federation fleets work is we contribute a percentage of our naval capacity to a central pool, as do all other members of the Federation. The Federation President then gets to command an extra fleet that any of the races can build into. And the Federation President gets to decide how that fleet is made up, which is what we're doing now. So actually this is going to be an artillery platform, even though it's got a carrier core, because they kind of do the same thing. And what we want to get is some nice big sexy guns. The other nice thing with Federation fleets is you can always equip them with the highest version of a weapon that any member of the Federation has unlocked. Now at the moment that's just going to be all of our stuff because we only just popped our race into being. But over time that will even out. So we're going to say Singer of Death and we're going to delete that one. We can't delete all of these, but we're probably going to want to we'll do a basic destroyer build as well. Because let's, at least with these. So this is Singer of Fire. And this can be Gunship Bow and Gunship Stern. And it's going to have medium, medium, small, small. Some afterburners. And yeah, Picket is good for it because it's essentially an escort for the cruisers. And then what we want to do is create a fleet, because they're already building these, because our little pet race is going, oh look, there's a Federation fleet, I should build into it. And what they're building is shitty little ships that we don't want. So if they're going to build into it, we actually want them to go Singer of Death cruisers. Really wish they'd sort out displaying naval capacity properly. How much fleet naval capacity do we have? 42. How much naval capacity do these take up? Ship size 4. What's 8 times 4? 8 times 4 is 24, is it? No. 32? So that's... and we've got 42, did I say? Yeah, we've got 42 there. So that's 32, which means we've got 10 left. These destroyers will be of size 2, so we can put 5 destroyers in there for now. And we'll ramp those numbers up over time. So that's what we want. Its home base can be Gargantua, because Skull Lords. Does need an Admiral. We have an Admiral slot for 3. It will do once it exists. We do want to reinforce into that, but we can't yet. So I'm actually just going to buy some alloys so we can just reinforce something into it to get it started. There we go, we're building 1 cruiser into it. Original Wibbler wants to be an Admiral. Right, you actually have a choice. You can be... because we actually have... like, you're too old. Ah, Defondle is still in the game as a General. We are not Generals. So, if you want, you can be of our fishy race and be an Admiral. Because he's only 47, so he's probably worth renaming. Or, you can be one of our Marauder Admirals, which is kind of our tradition, and we'll get you a Marauder Admiral. So, make your pick. Do you want to be Squid Person or original fishy race? Science ships, you're not doing anything, which is fine. And you're over here, not doing anything, but should be doing assist research there. Right, we actually change a plan. They're going to colonize that if we're not quick. Because that's technically only one jump from their system. So your next roll is doing that. Because I'm going to take... That should be alright. Original fish it is. We also need a name for that fleet once it exists. How long is it going to take you to do that? Can you give me another construction ship? This is going to be quicker. Getting closer to being under our Empire sprawl as well. Which is good. So that should up our food processing, which is nice. I mean, we've got one down here, but we might as well keep them lurking down there. Right, you're new. Go build there, please, before someone else does. So somewhere in this galaxy, there we go. Get yourself over to Gargantua, and that is our fleet that needs a name. So we've got Crunch of Bones, Cries of the Fallen, Drums of War. This is our Federation fleet, so we need a name for it. We are going to need to start pushing on naval capacity as well. Excellent, we got improved destroyer hulls out of that. Which is the thing we were researching, but always nice to get it. It does mean it's triggered advanced destroyer hulls. We get that, because we're going to flip everything to destroyers. Tears of the Vanquished. Tears of Families. And you want to be fishy. There we go, have a fleet. Go X-rays, auxiliary fire controls. Let's do that quickly because it will give us some more options. Now I want to get cruisers into these and then we'll gradually replace them with destroyers over time. You we really don't need. Thank you. We might as well finish off diplomacy before we do anything else. Right, star bases. Let's focus on our star bases. That's going up to Star Fortress, and we'll do that first because it takes a bloody long time to do. One of the best tracks on the soundtrack, this. If the audio is too quiet, do let me know. Or obviously if it's too loud. Minor administrative sanctions is an emergency measure. So there's not a lot exciting in these systems, but we'll take them anyway. I mean, see if any borders change in this war. Clack of keys needs more bureaucracy jobs.
Intellectual booty.
Right, anything interesting? Don't need a slave army. Having capacity would be nice. Could breed amoeba or get regen in the hull tissue. Having capacity again because it's quick, it will give us more options. Star bases, defences. You've got Judge of Battles. More Judge of Battles. Interesting. So they pieced out with no borders changing hands. But I think the Lavis just lost their only ally. Because we lost our alliance with them when... What do we do about the Lavis? What do we do about the Yastum? I mean, their ethics don't align, but we could re-ethic them. If we're going to do it, I'd want to take Virum on. Because what we could do is do a force ethics war on them, and then see if they join our federation. Because I suspect they would, with a bit of bribery, like the other ones just needed some bribery. I want to get can subjects join? No. Oh, we can't, can we? I want more direction declaration to be present decides, but for that we need to get up to high. We're a way off getting up to high. Vote weight, that would be good. That's medium. I mean, this is the founder species. Fucking Skull Lords over there. Because we hadn't spotted that they could get through. I mean, the other option is these people. Like, if we did a philosophy war on these people, They'd be good to have in the Federation. Potentially. So they started with tropical preference. So they have a bunch of tropical worlds. The alternative is we do the same thing we did with our... Hang on. That system up there is not connected in there. Stop assisting research for a while and go have a look at what that planet is, please. So we do have one way in and one way out here. They've got a wormhole up there which we should probably explore. Maybe we do. Maybe we ethics war them. They'll come in. The problem is that their ethics are so diversely different. Well, they're so... Are they that different from ours? Because their ethics are different, it's going to give us a penalty on XP growth. Whereas if we flipped them to our ideology first, that would solve that rather nicely. We don't really need their territory, and they have been good to us, haven't they? So I think we should reward their early game loyalty by overthrowing their government, converting them to our ethics, and then inviting them into our federation. What do you think, chat? Like we should reward their early defense pact with us by not wiping them out of the galaxy. Main thing is, can we knock down their stations? 5 3s. Yeah, if we went in all in with the fleets, we could knock them down. We need more star bases because we need more navy capacity so we can up these fleets a bit. Because right now these would take chunks out of our navy. Like, we'd win, but they would take chunks out of them. Maybe we should hold off a little bit. But they've just lost their defensive pact. They're probably not going to pick another one up. I can't see them picking up another defensive pact. Were we building something so that you could have a thing? They're obvious that we should be having. I kind of want our Skull Lord fort to be as big as possible before we do that as well.
We grow ever stronger. Technology secured.
Do we take advanced shields? Shield capacity would be nice. Yeah, we need to get some alloys. We really need to up our alloy production. Abusan refugee. Ooh, nice. Transports carrying a large number of Abusan refugees have crossed into our space from the direction of the Abusan freeholders. These exiles have apparently been expelled from the decrepit space stations they once called home in some sort of ritual designed to act as a mean of population control in times of limited resources. They've been allowed to self-wandering. We've got a new population, chat. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Do we want to keep them? Right, we still apparently have some species around that we need to flog off. Because we don't want all of these in here. We only want our slake moths. So where are these fools hanging around? Right, we're going to have to do a bit of a slave hunt. They are habitat preference, which will change, extremely adaptive, rapid breeders, nomadic. I mean, they don't have great traits. I think we'll let them stay. Nah, look, we've got -2 trait points on them. Like well, we could re-engineer them to be aquatic. We can't remove beneficial traits. I think we just flog them. I can't. They're not that great. Right, you need to be flogged. Don't know what you are. But you're going on the market. Is a molluscoid? Do we want molluscoids? Nah, get on the market. And at least they have arid preference. They're slaves by default. Yeah, because our default is people who arrive as slaves. So I'm not quite sure why they'd want to migrate here. Actually, we could let them live on... Because habitat preference includes ringworld, doesn't it? No, ringworld preference is different. Can we flip them to ringworld preference? And let's sell some more Miravandia. They're already on the market. See, the problem is most of them are of... I think we're just going to keep those ones. No, let's cull some. This is going to hit us hard, but it's better for us over time. Can we... No, because we can't give them... I mean, we could give them ocean preference. Nah. What we'd really like is a hyper-intelligent aquatic species. They don't even have to be aquatic. We can redo them. Like, we want someone who's intelligent. They're cybernetic. So the Andari here are natural scientists. And they're aquatic. We could invite them in. These chaps are cool. And they're docile. And we could engineer them to be intelligent. Have a nice evening, Brack Profligate. I just kind of feel like we need a sciencey race. It's what we're missing. If we're going to let anyone else in, we're going to invite some people who are scientists. But we don't want lithoids. We could get a cool bird people. If they weren't necrophages, I'd get them. But we don't want necrophages. What about the Moo? This is one of my custom races I created. They're this is my Space Emu race. Ultra Oberdin. That's cybernetic fucking weird lizard things. I think we'll make everyone psionic. I'd like to go psionic if we can. You're shot by them against necrophages, yeah. Space fucking vampires, man. The wall hub look fun. Super aquatic molluscoids. Yarrow Reachers. Oh, is there no populations in the galaxy? They're who we want. Look at them, they're really cool and they're also aquatic. They'd be fun to have as like our science race. I think our choices are limited for now. We'd either have to go with the Andari. I'm not convinced we want to. Let's stick with what we know. Right. Slaves are on the market. Trauma of currents is fine. I mean, if we're going forges on this, we're under our admin cap now, which is nice. What are you? Go away.
Intellectual booty.
He's been building corvettes again. We found Zero. Yeah, we're definitely going psionic. If we have Zero, we're going psionic.
A system has been charted.
Much as I want naval capacity, let's get rid of some blockers.
A system
It's
has
starting to
been
hurt
charted.
us. Right, 6 of them. I think we want at least 10 of the Judge of Battles.
Research complete.
We could go with another
Grow
edict, but
ever stronger.
it would sprawl us, and I'm not overly convinced we want to sprawl. Give me some autocannons. I like autocannons. If we can explode our fleet strength up again, we'll be able to murder a lot of people. How much do we need? Yeah, alloy prices are still very high.
We grow ever stronger.
Really want the Cybrex.
Intellectual booty. Research complete.
Let's take mining station outputs. Starbase capacity. That's what we want.
Technology secured.
I mean, we kind of need planetary capital and Hall of Judgment. We're going to go Starbase first because we need them. Research station output. Governor Aquamarine Chute of Clack of Keys has died. We have a governor slot should anyone wish to have one. Now ideally we actually want a... You're not going to be able to do this, by the way, in the next patch. They've already said that they want to change how Unity's used, so you'll use Unity to recruit governors. There we wanted a... It might be useful.
Research complete.
Where was the guy just recruited? There you go. First contact with the Cytherian remnant. Pitiful creatures. Know that we roamed the stars for eons before your Atlas species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return. Our warriors salute you, Cytherian. Give me... Proof strike half, please. 8, 9. Because what's this station looking at now? 16k. It's all right. Really need to terraform this, but we can't until we have that option. Right, we have a bunch of claims. Anything else we can spend? We should actually be doing some of these.
We are being contacted by aliens.
I think we are going to do that. Because it just allows us to get a bit of a move on with this. So that gives you 10 of those. Let's get 10 of those down here as well. Before we do anything else. Let's sell 10,000 of them. Got an automated dreadnought that there to worry about at some point.
Greetings, Lithians. As you no doubt know, we Verticeres are dedicated to the study and conservation of all forms of life in the galaxy. We have studied your species and determined that the Iron Songs Among Stars is unlikely to last for more than a few centuries at best. To ensure the continuation of the Lycian species, should the worst befall your empire, we would like to acquire a part of your population for our endangered species preserve.
Yeah, because they might give us nice stuff later on. Lower ship upkeep, yeah, we always activate that when we can. We are indeed trusting a talking Venus flytrap. Right, we don't need that. That's useful, but not yet. We are just about making a profit on food. Let's focus on getting our naval capacity up, because we haven't researched any of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, alloys are really pricey at the moment, which is partly our fault. Why are you building corvettes? There's no corvettes in this fucking fleet. Fucking AI, man. Build something useful. Let's keep dumping up our research. takes us to 5.
We are being contacted by aliens.
The Mutagan Guild, they probably do good governors. Right, you are no longer doing anything, so get over there and build that. You should absolutely be building... Build research centres there. Then build an outpost there. And then we'll build the other bits. Kind of like a pet megacorp. I just don't want a necroid megacorp. Oh, people wanted kitty updates, didn't they? Yeah, so little stray kitty is currently occupying our spare room and has been since last Tuesday. When we managed to trap her. So she's gone through a period of being massively in heat, because apparently when they are under artificial light they just kind of can go into heat at any time, which was an interesting discovery. So she is currently in the spare room. In fact, hang on, let's go and, if I go in there, you'll... My wireless headphones should have range. Let's introduce you to little stray kitty. Hang on. Let's see if she's awake. Oh no, you're having a nice snooze. Are you having a snooze? How you doing down there? How are you? How you doing? Oh yes, scritches. Scritches and snacks. I know. Come on. Let me find you some snacks. Stay there. Oh yes, we know that noise. Here you go, have some snacks. There you go. Why are you being all shy all of a sudden? Normally you're louder than this. Why are you going all shy? You've been shouting your head off for the whole day whenever I've been on meeting calls. And now this is your one moment to be vocal. You've decided not to be. There you go. Well, I don't know if you heard that, chat, but that was her saying hello. So she is currently scheduled to go to the vet on Thursday morning. And they will neuter her, check her, vaccinate her if she needs vaccinating. And then they will return her here. She stays with us for another week, because she'll have to have a big collar thing on, and then after that we'll let her go. And if she wants to still hang around, she's welcome to still hang around, but like, it's her choice. Like, what we hope will happen is that she will decide she wants to hang around, and then what we'll do is, it's just a matter of, She needs to win a fight against Not My Cat. Just once. Like, she's beaten him up in the garden when he tried to kick her out of her little kitty house. And now he kind of goes, yeah, okay, you can be in the garden too. So she just needs to do the same thing in the house once. And then he will magically decide that he can indeed share the space, even though he insisted he couldn't. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. But the important thing is, whatever happens, she'll have been done, so she'll have a better life. She won't constantly be in heat or fighting off suitors or any of that kind of stuff. She can just have a better life. Right, Ascension perks. Someone is already becoming the crisis, so I feel like we shouldn't do that. There's no point. We could go with Eternal Vigilance, which would give us starbase damage, starbase hull points, defense platform damage, and increase our defense platform cap. That is going to be very, very useful. I don't think we can go psionic because we haven't discovered it. We haven't discovered telepathy. So maybe we do go... Or we can go Galactic Contender and get a chunk more diplomatic weight, but... Given we're bordering the people who will be the crisis, I do maybe feel that Eternal Vigilance is our best shout. Because we can get 2 more. I would like to get psionic, but we'll see. The main problem with upgrading our starbase is it really hits our alloy production as well. Slaves are selling well though. So actually let's cash in a few more. I know they're overpriced, but... We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one more to round that up. So that's a 22k at the moment with those boosts. We've not actually built any other bits on this one. I think we build this one up.
Research complete.
I'm just paranoid about them becoming the Marauders. Like, that would really give us problems. So that's 10 Judge of Battles. I mean, the other thing is they can go through that space if they're going to come for us. So we could block them at Succubus Brawl if we ditched. Turn that into an anchor. Well, that is an anchorage. So we probably... Depends on whether we turn this into a pet race or not. This goes over to the State of Menjus, who we don't hate. They are a theocratic republic.
We grow ever stronger.
Overwhelming fleet strength against us. Yeah, we really need to start bolstering our fleets. They're quite small now in galactic terms. What are the Aruxo like? Fanatic Xenophile militarists. Yeah, give me advanced strikecraft. Yeah, she's been very vocal now. Oh man, I wish we had the Cybrex, because we'd be churning out always something chronic then. I wonder if we should consider just properly flipping. We need a scientist. If anyone wants to be a scientist, now is your chance to be a scientist. We've got a size 25 ocean world in that system that we could build into. And turn into another forge world.
Technology secured.
Do we send the slake moths? Because their worker resource output is larger. It gives us a second slake moth planet. I think we probably do, don't we? No, because food energy mineral production is up on stuff that we do, because we are. Right, this is another forge world. What are we going to call it? Hiss of steel. Clara Forges these little jobs. Yeah, please. Get working. And you should absolutely be a forge world. Why is our pop approval rating so low? Defense grid supercomputer. Yes, please. Got this game in December. Super complex. It is. It is complex. But if you start in a small galaxy and just start by playing like the human race species, my advice is don't try and play any of the like slightly tweaked complex ones, so like the trade guilds or anything else, depending on which DLCs you've got. Just go start with the default human one and just go from there. And I think up on my YouTube channel I did a very quick starter guide on one of the earlier runs to how to just plan your early planets and get them right, because a lot of it does come down to just being careful in how you colonize early on. So for example, don't rush to colonize every planet that you encounter. Just push out to get yourself a nice little corner of the galaxy, but focus on colonizing planets that match your species need. People sometimes, I think, tend to not realize that they're kind of doing themselves in the future if they start colonizing planets that aren't best fitted to them. Can we go get that, please? Thank you. So yeah, somewhere on my YouTube channel, I'm sure I took the extract from the stuff we did and put it under my tutorials section. Because what I've been trying to do for you all is gradually just build up like my list of, when I do little guides and videos, just build up little playlists of tutorials. Yeah, here you go. So here you go. Right. That video there will give you a 5-minute run through of how to plan your first colony buildings and why you should pick them and how you do them. So hopefully that's of use to you. It's also worth joining our Discord. So nice friendly community in my Discord, and we have a channel there called PDX Game Help, and you are not the first person in that channel who's learned Stellaris from scratch or any PDX game from scratch. And because we're all a bit old and not particularly aggro-y. No question is too stupid. Ask for help and you will absolutely get help. Like, just say, like, I'm not sure how to start out or build planets or whatever else. And you'll get all the help you could ever want. Right, let's upgrade these. Now, I think what we're actually going to do here is these stations, I think, if we build in all our other buildings into this, so we're going to give it 2 missile bays, hangar and guns, then 2 more hangars. Comms, disruption, other stuff we'll worry about in a bit. Oh, the other thing we should do is, where was our planet that we... was our bureau? Clacker Keys, which is only a size 12. We're going to use the decision because we've built stuff up now. So we should have somewhere on this list. No, it's Gaia. We need to terraform this first. We can't do it on a Gaia world. We can do it on Clash of Oceans, though, and should. Which is expand planetary sea, which will increase our planet size by 1. We can do that. Mayor of Shoals has stuff we can get rid of. That can be upgraded. We really want to convert this to an ocean world as well. You can be upgraded. I mean, the beautiful thing about Stellaris is you can play the race how you want to play a race. It's one of the reasons I like it. So that is building everything we kind of need it to build right now. That has everything we kind of need it to have right now. So I think we're going to push on naval capacity again, but let's start sorting out our fleets. So first things first, we need a new ship design. And that ship design is going to be a cruiser. Beacon of the Divine, artillery bow, hangar core, gunship stern. We really need a nice large weapon to put in those slots. We haven't got one yet. I could definitely do without two things. Here we go. Shield capacitor. That's all good. We want it to have artillery. Save. Fleets. Space Dwarves is fun. You can actually make Space Dwarves, Space Dwarf miners. You can diggy as many holes as you want. Add ship design to fleet. Give me cruisers. Someone's discovered gunpowder. We'll put 8 cruisers into drums of war. Which handily we actually almost have enough to do. Right, give me 8 cruisers in there. That's going to push us up to 181. So if we add cruisers to this, so we want 8 in there as well. We need to be up to 213, which we're going to be with our... Let's get an extra 30 coming. So that's fine. Two, 4, 5 we're not quite going to make, so we need to get some more anchorages down or expand existing starbases into existing anchorages. You need to actually do more protection. You can do a nebula refinery as well, which is nice. Chink of Coin needs more jobs. Get some more jobs on the Chink of Coin. Clamour of Forges needs more jobs. Science of Dunes has a building slot but doesn't really need anything at the moment, so that's fine. Yeah, we've got a few more jobs to go on there, so we're fine. But let's just see if it can produce... So it could do chemical plants. Just civilian industries. You don't have hollow theatres, so get some hollow theatres down for us. Really want to terraform that one. You actually need more trade hubs. And we can give you a nebula refinery, which is nice. Right, Tadasca is an anchorage, so we could upgrade Tadasca. Alloys are super expensive. But we could sell a ton of minerals. Sell a ton of food now. We're doing well on food. So these are good numbers. This is the number I'm worried about, and this is the number we need to up. Because that amount doesn't go that far. That should be enough, though, to upgrade the next fleet. So Crunch of Bones can now build to its maximum. We know we're going to have capacity for it. So they've got 2, so we do need a lot. This is how much we need to upgrade all our fleets, but it does include, I think, this fleet. Stop fucking building corvettes. You tart. Citadels or battleships. Actually, battleships would be really nice. Level 3 research. Yeah, let's get battleships now. Right, we can unlock another tradition. Now, adaptability probably isn't that useful for us because we've been quite focused. Expansion isn't amazingly useful to us. I mean, starbase, or the starbase upkeep reduction is very nice. Corvette swarms are great. I 100% recommend in an early game you just spam out corvettes. Just spam out corvettes. Don't bother going straight for destroyers. Don't just spam out corvettes. As long as you've got the fleet cap for it, just spam them out. So we could go prosperity. I'm not convinced domination actually does us a lot of benefit. I think actually expansion might be our way to go. Because just for that starbase upkeep reduction, because it's going to really increase our alloy production. I think either that or mercantile. Because we are quite tradey. Domination sounds very Prussian. I mean, it does, but it's not amazingly useful to us. That's the problem. I feel like our choice is expansion or mercantile. I mean, subterfuge would be nice, but I don't think we need it yet. I think it might be the one we go for next. 2-minute poll, I think. Let's do your 2-minute poll. New poll. Next tradition. Expansion or mercantile? And that is a 2-minute poll. Start poll. There you go. Refresh if you can't see it. You have a poll up now. Enjoy. So we'll pick that when you make your choice. Whispers of Home needs jobs. We could upgrade our research posts, but this isn't our research primary. So I'd rather exhaust generator districts first. Are you intending to colonize soon? We have one more colony underway, which is over here. Why would you denounce death from above? No, leave our subject species alone. So, Hiss of Steel is our latest one that's kind of being colonised, and it's almost done. And that's going to be another... We might just leave that as an industrial world, churning out both. Good evening all. If I may ask a question, you absolutely can. Stellaris seems to be the most advanced and complete strategic game. I'm interested to buy it, but it's been released since 2006. I'm wondering if it's worth it to play the basic version or DLC are absolutely mandatory to get a better playing experience. That is a good question. So the first thing I'd say is I think most complex strategy game... Ooh, sensors indicate several synchronous space in the closest one reporting the Lusach Black. We have yet to determine that's not going to end well for us. Who accessed the L clusters?
A new port to call home.
That's not going to end well for us. We're going mercantile apparently. Let me grab that tradition. So, I would say EU4, Europa Universalis 4, one of Paradox's other titles, is actually more strategically complex. Certainly in diplomacy terms, it is phenomenal. But it does depend on, if you prefer space flavour and the ability to kind of customise species and do all of that kind of thing, Stellaris does win out. Absolutely. Can you play the base game and still get a lot of enjoyment out of it? Absolutely. I think there are some add-ons that I would say you want to pick up relatively quickly when they're in a sale. I think you can ignore all of the base packs. In fact, if I do this... There you go, Defonda did start very same pacing. I'm just going to have a quick look, because I think this will... Let me have a quick look at Steam while we're looking, because I just want to see which of the things. So a lot of the DLC is flavor packs for species. So what it does is it adds new like species types, different things like that. So for example, of our neighbours, Necroids, which is kind of space vampires, is added by one of the DLCs. And similarly, if we find one, Lithoids is another example, but I don't know where they're lurking around, who are different species that consume minerals by default rather than food. There's also, we're essentially playing a race that from one of the DLCs because we've gone aquatic as a starting thing, and that's another one. But those are almost the kind of things that you don't need to do and probably won't do while you're still learning to play. So you don't need it. You don't need it at that point. And that's the thing. Oh, hey, look, a wild bot has appeared. Joy. So you don't necessarily need those things early on. Bot, go away. So you can absolutely get all of the enjoyment out of base of learning how to play and doing all of that kind of stuff without having to buy all the DCs yet. And then, as Defondle says, what you do is you wait for it to come. The only ones I'd consider really useful are the one that gives federations, which I think might even just be called federations. I would absolutely get that as quickly as possible, because I think it does add a lot to the game. And Leviathans. The Leviathan pack gives you some really lovely flavour about kind of giant intergalactic things that you might encounter. So if you love the flavour side of things, Leviathan is really good. But the one that adds federations, the one most recently, was it Nemesis, that added the whole end of Galaxy Crisis stuff. But again, you don't need it super soon, because you're probably not going to be reaching that kind of stage of the game early on. So yeah, I mean, it's a long-winded answer, but I'd say it's absolutely worth picking up, even if you don't pick up the DLCs. We are really going to have to do something soon about the Skull Lords, because they are eating territory up like nobody's business. Which is not good. It's not good. Don't know what you are. Stop building fucking fleets.
We grow ever stronger.
We are apparently at war. Zayness, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad the advice was useful. You might also, you might not see it in chat, but I posted a link earlier, so you'll find this on my YouTube channel. But here is a little, just a 5-minute video that talks you through how I plan early colonies. So if you're feeling a bit lost on how you do starter planets and how you start them out, there's some good tips in there, hopefully, for you. Who are we at war with? The Thorquil are trying to push their ideology on us. So that sounds like fun. We do have stronger navies. So what we could use this for is conquest. They've already abused that archaeology station, so I don't think we really need it. They do have a natural wormhole there that we might want to push for, though. We've got claims on all of that space already. Give me claims on those. And that'll be our war goal. Ooh, hang on. Even better. Maybe we do let them. Maybe we create another subject race. No, because if we release them, they won't be a megacorp. I mean, we can either sell them off entirely as slaves. We could sell them off entirely as slaves, or we could... Like, another vassal around this state of the part of the galaxy wouldn't be a bad thing. And we just keep the black hole system. Like, if we took it there, if we created the new vassal there, it's going to get that system as well, but we're not that fussed about it, so it's fine. If we were going to do it, we'd need to claims there. there and there. Because if we create it there, we're going to lose that planet. And they haven't colonized anywhere around there. We've got enough to get that in. Kind of depends on whether we want more territory out this way, and I don't think we do. I think maybe our next batch of territory is to take it off the Skull Lords. Because they're going full crisis, so we're going to need to fight them anyway. Let's take all of that. Right, fleets. We need to crash build the fleets. Right, important thing is get down to Scorpio. We need more murder butterflies. Can we build more murder butterflies yet? I'm hoping yes. Oh, we can't build any more murder butterflies, which is annoying. We need to get these fools off our worlds. Have we got more slaves we need to flog off? Can you not, please? We have a lot of Yealon around. Maybe we should just accept the Yealon. They're not the end of the world. They're alright. They're mollusks, so they're... I mean, they're all over our species. I'll tell you what we'll do. Is let's give the Yealon... some rights. We're going to give them residence. We're going to give them stratified economy. We will... They're not that strong, so we'll exempt them from military... Oh, I don't know actually, we've got a trait point. No, we'll exempt them from military service. Now that is a variety that we could apply. Well, that's hang on. So that's the thing we've got. Oh, for fuck's sake! I hate it when it does that. So, residence, stratified economy, exempt. It's fine. Now we could create a new template. Because we've got one more point to spend if we use that one. What have they spent now on? Population housing usage. Oh, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's alright. I think what we need to do is, you know how these are all getting in? They're coming via the fucking slake moths. So I don't think we've got a migration pact with anyone else anymore. We did have one with the state of Menjus, because that was how we were getting our... That's how we got our slake moths to begin with. Right, sorry lads, but we are breaking this migration treaty. And the Quaffos, sort of angler birds. Right, Quaffos can go on the market. Got more of our frickin' eater dudes. Like, why do they come here when they know they're going to be slaves? Like, why would you do that? Skunari. Put on market. Yaston, get on the market. Humans! Human scum. Get on the marketplace. Brienne were the ones we quite liked, weren't they? We thought about re-engineering them into a science race. Because they're quite cool. Nah, we've got 3 races in the Empire now. That's more than enough. Still got a ton of Miravandia we can sell off. I don't think we're ready to flog them off yet. The Abusans put on the market. Half Yastons put on the market. Sell. Mengetti. They look quite cool. We're going to put them on the market. Yeah, I forgot to put crossbreeding off, which is why we're getting problems. That BRPN should be given a planet called Tarth, yeah. We've got a Soren. Interesting. Right, there's a ton of slaves on the market. I'm reluctant to move the fleet that's here. In case the Skulls declare war on us. So I think that fleet stays over there. These fleets are inbound on here. The main issue we're going to have around here is this is a decent enough station. I mean, that's a 29k station, so that's not going anywhere. I think they're actually more likely to rip into us from this side. Because Siet isn't going to hold. But I don't want to lose Scorpios, so we're going to head down there. It'd be really nice if there's a connection there, but there isn't. I like it on Absolute Bloody Chaos, but you do occasionally get a few gems. Yeah, my main issue with it is that, particularly if I'd thought about it, I'd have turned it off for this run because we're in a large galaxy, and a large galaxy with lots of species all shagging each other gets complex very quick, and it does slow the game down in the background. Right, so we're only going to get a few more Slake Moths into this, so we are going to have to just hire some regular troops as well. So let's raise them in command. Where's command? we've got 8 regiments of them as well. It does mean, I believe you are still alive. General de Fondle, take command please. Sell off another 10k of that. Let's get our edicts activated as well. So we're going to want exotic gases as fuel, shield boost, reactive armor, volatile ammunition, and focus crystals, which should, when I unpause, knock the strength of our fleets up. There we go. So we've got nice beefy stations. We've got 16k there. How are we looking in... No, what we actually haven't done is... Yeah, we're not quite close enough to Secrets of the Yurt, which is annoying. $23k if we want a bunch more. Right, we'll be there with a couple of slave sales. I mean, if we can get up to 40, we're laughing. Because I'd rather buy lots. You know what I'm actually going to do? Because I think this station is beefy enough. I'm going to repurpose 2 of them into shipyards and we'll upgrade on site. So we need 48.
To speak with us.
What are we generating quickest in our rare resources? Exotic gases. And rare crystals is next. I'm guessing that was all our slave sales. Yeah.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual booty. Defense supergrid, that's nice. I'd actually like... We've not boosted any of our... Right, sweet. We've boosted Federation level as well, so let's get some laws in while we can. So that gives us resources from jobs up. We now can contribute to the Federation fleet without reducing our capacity, so we've got plenty of capacity now. And we get an extra envoy. Laws. Succession power is fine. Yeah, we want the next one so we can get war declaration up. But that's good, we're leveling that up. The other thing they could do is come that way for us. Which is just we've got to watch out for. Grand Marshal Honeydew Shoot has become our new ruler. We have our first non-fishy ruler. Right, they're building shipyards. Can we afford? We can.
Technology secured.
Because the thing is, if we can push there quick enough, they can't actually get past to get down there anyway. So we know we'll have that arm locked in. Research pleads +5, yes.
The enemy
Because the
is in
sooner
our
you get that.
sights. Fire when ready.
Right, they're coming that way. They're coming that way. They're being sneaky and they're going around the top because they know they can't get in. Fleets. Back you go. Get up there, and we are going to call in, although you can take bloody ages to get there. That fleet as well. Which does mean actually at Wormhole here, give me one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 cruisers popping out. So they've got a combined 16k. We're going to come in if we can get all our fleets together with 28k. Scientist has died.
Engaging the enemy. Prepare the boarding parties.
Where are you engaging the enemy? We're not fighting anyone. Right, where were you? Oh, you were our person around command. So you can be you. And assist research. Have we got anyone idling who could do things? You could build over there, but we want the stuff.
Fleet engaged. Give them a broadside.
Seriously, where? Where is there a fleet engaged? Tier? We don't have anyone in tier.
Our star base is under attack.
Okay, that's fine. That's them coming in on the top there. That fleet is much slower. Yeah, I'm reasonably confident we got this. I mean, the other thing we could have done was start a little vassal up there. But give me another corvette yet? Another cruiser? Not quite. As long as they don't get ambushed, they should be fine. Because I think we're just better off consolidating all our fleets before we go back for these fools. Give me another bunch of that, because that gives me another corvette. Another cruiser, rather. Yeah, I love that all the crypto bros are like, yeah, no, this is a really big thing, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, but like, it really isn't, is it? Do we actually want that station? It's not connected to anything. It's like, you've gone mainstream, lads. That's not what it was.
Technology secured.
Right, we're good on stuff like that. I think we'd be silly not to take gene modification. Oh, you beauties. Right, that fleet merges with Drums of War if they're still here. I don't think they are. Right, you two merge. Right. Fleet manager. Drum, that it was Crunch of Bones. Yeah, actually I'll allow you to stick with 10, because that's fine. Because that's where we want to be anyway. No, let's leave that at 8. You've got 2 of 8. You have none of 8 at the moment. But that is fine. We need a scientist. Oh, that is our super cool scientist that died. We could buy one from the curators. Where are the curators? Can we recruit one of your scientists? Thank you. Technology. Give it the crazy good scientist. Go smack that fleet around. I mean, that's it. It is literally just Ponzi bullshit.
Fleet engaged. Give them a
Ready for a big fleet action? Oh, the pretty lights. Rip that fleet. That means that is their other decent sized fleet. Like, they would take status quo right now. That's how badly we just smacked them around. We've got relative naval strength plus 50. We just absolutely smashed their fleets. Which means that that's a 5k fleet running around over there. Right, you two fleets. And that is a cruiser. That can get up there and merge with drums of war. Tiers of Families inbound as well, which is the Fed fleet under Wibbler. So I think these two fleets... We lost 2 ships in that entire fight. That's how good our navies are. Right, get back there and repair. They're going to push in and we're going to start dealing with this territory because they got 7k there, but we can murder that. Yeah, we can deal with this. Like, they're going to try and push into there with 7k. They're going to come up against Siet Station, which is currently 5k. They will beat that. But that's fine. We'll chase them down. Meanwhile, those armies there need to go join... Converge on Unuk. That did give us debris to analyse. So, nearest science ship. You. Get over there and analyse there. Build mining stations, then build research stations. Right, so what have we got going on around here? So, we've got Drums of War and Tiers of Families, which have yet to engage in combat. You're going to go deal with everything that's going on up here. So Thadrin, go deal with that border for us. These two fleets need to repair. And you need to reinforce. Because we're getting territory out of this war. Yeah, they're going to sneak around that way, so that's fine. The other thing we could do... That's their capital system. Can't quite get a claim in on it. We'd need like 380 to get a claim in on it. Because we could otherwise just create a vassal over here. This is an existing sector, so nothing's going to go from that if we took that world and created a vassal there. The interesting thing is whether they come across or whether they go down there. What even are you? Beacon of Divine class, is that one of ours? That is one of our cruisers. Okay, you need to merge with Drums of War. No, 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 you're over there. Merge with Cries of the Fallen. No, merge with Crunch of Bones, because that fills that up. That then gives it its full 8. And then we'll reinforce into the others. They're still building fucking corvettes. Fuck my life. Right, deal with this fleet, please. You two are repaired. They're not there. I think they jumped. So that must go somewhere up this way. Is there a wormhole we're not seeing? Like, where have they jumped to? Where does that wormhole go? That's the big question. Right, these two fleets need to wait for the merging ship, which is that one. Right, you go merge. Right, kill them, hunt them down. activate that. We don't want to be without our reduced ship cost. Okay, these are our 2 offensive fleets. Go and start kicking the shit out of them down here, please. I think all future corvette reinforcements, or ship reinforcements for now, go into that fleet. We should catch them in this system. Right, what were you doing? You are just assisting research. They are going that way. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. We can chase them down. I think we go the long way round, because we'll catch that fleet, we'll take all that territory on the way, and they're definitely not getting past that station anyway. So I think those fleets actually need to go there. Right, you're not getting away this time. Corvettes are taking the beating, but we've done the damage. Right. You two go repair somewhere. And that was drums of war, wasn't it? Reinforce. At least that's a destroyer. Because yeah, they've got a transport fleet around there, so they're aiming for invasion of something. Although they are being demolished by the Lavis coalition. Are they at war with 2 people? They are. That's going to screw up our strategy slightly. But we can deal with it. You are checking stuff there. Do debris there, and then do debris there.
We grow ever stronger.
We grow ever stronger. Right, Drums of War gets all the reinforcements for now, because it's the weakest fleet. Or it's the fleet that's having to hold its own up in that area of the galaxy if they start coming back up there. So that's the one we want to focus on in that area. It's entirely possible this fleet is just going to get smashed by what's there already.
Research complete.
I mean, I'm kind of starting to wonder what the Lavis are going to take off of them. I wonder if the Lavis have claims on any of this. If the Lavis have claims on any of this, that makes our lives much easier, because we could migrate the Lavis over here. Like, I have no problem with the Lavis taking any of this. That fleet action is going to be interesting. Who's going to win this? I think the Lavis are going to just about edge this. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. No, the Lavis are just about going to lose. give me Ripper autocannons, please. So I'd like to do some Ripper cannons on our stuff. They're coming back for more? They are coming back for more. Right, these two are repaired, so let's get them over to Succubus Ball. Does Drums of War need any reinforcements? You do. Reinforcements going on.
Ahoy there! Enemy ships have been spotted!
Yeah, they're kind of coming over here in dribs and drabs, and that's fine.
Research complete.
So I can do that all day, lads. But it's kind of in our interests to let them take this back. That's only a 3k station now. That was a beast of a station. That's really handy for us. Do we want Iron Disruptor? Maybe. Let's get Guardian Point defences first.
Ahoy there! Enemy ships have been spotted!
Because they're actually liberating this, which is useful for us, because we can just dive back in and go take it. Right, can you not be an arsehole and slide past us for no reason? Please. All this little tiny fleet bullshit needs to end. Right, they're retreating, so they're not going to go any further than that. So 48 days until you get there. Drums of War does not need new ships. Crunch of Bones doesn't. You do, but can't afford them. Drums of War is the one we want to get our next corvettes, our next stuff into. Speaking of, actually, is it worth us hitting up the market for more alloys? We're actually generating consumer goods now as well, which is good. Alloy production is our biggest issue. 19k, Jesus. Still a bunch more moats, I suppose. Drums of War, get some, maybe another 2. Clerks produce trade value. I'd like the trade value plus 10 bonus and the market fee one, so let's go down this arm first. Right, you two. Go over there. Let's push in. Get back there. That ship will probably die, but it's a bunch of like little shitty corvettes that shouldn't be there. Might win, because they've only got, so they're only fighting a cruiser. They're going to win that. Sucks to be those guys. So Drums of War, you just need to hold there. Right, they are a defensive fleet in essence. Right, they're holding the northern border, and the big push is happening down here. Yeah, let's hear it for the shitty corvettes. Right, feel free to deal with that station. I just didn't want you going further until these guys had shown up. But I'm going to tell you to follow Crunch of Bones. So, subtle knife, I need you to go there and start pushing in from this direction. Because they've occupied that planet. So it's not impossible that they might not... Because they haven't got anything else they could have been putting claims in. They might have snaked a claim all the way around. It's possible. Hello, boys. How'd you feel about that war you declared on me? How's it working out for you? Not working out so well, I hear. Rip Admiral the Subtle Knife. Our Admiral is dead. Chat, you have your opportunity. Who wants to be an Admiral in the middle of our war? Who wants to be our Admiral? You served nobly and died in battle. You went as you would have wished to go. So we have an Admiral slot. Cash in your channel points should you wish. Thadrin, you've already got a fishy leader. You don't get another one. Although, how old are you? You are 73. I'll tell you what, Scorbit, you get that one, and Thadrin when you die. Oh, you want Son of Thadrin? Right, fittingly, I think Son of Thadrin should take over from you in charge of Drums of War when you die. Because you are not far off dying, you're 73 years old. If you're fine with that, Thadrin, if that feels appropriate that your son takes over from you as Admiral, then Scorbut can be the Admiral of the other fleet. Which you get technically what is our primary fleet. So that means Scorbut, Skodbut, Rockhopper is sadly deceased. Right, how big is that station? 6k, yes. Yeah. We want to be jumping in there leading with Crunch of Bones. So you do want to be following that fleet. Crunch of Bones is the one that leads in and takes the more. Do we need to do any planetary stuff while we're doing this? Clamour of Forges is having work problems again. It's because we're essentially waiting for people to upgrade into these jobs constantly. Because we don't have any worker pops on it. I mean, we could build one of them, just so we got something.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual booty. Gene modification points. Tar blockers. Let's kill off some tar blockers. Meanwhile, Defondel is leading our armies. Get our armies down to Scorpio, because we're going to need them when we get round here. So they are gradually building their their fleet up again. Just not super quickly. Right, they're going to struggle to get past Drums of War now. Because that fleet is starting to get big. Thadrin is holding the north very well. Oh, you only need 12k to fully reinforce everything, which is not bad at all. Right, repair here before we go on. Drums of War can get another cruiser, which I think by the time the other cruisers reach it will take it up to strength, but I'm not sure. Fleets are repaired, so push on. Oh, it's a good job we didn't give you a name, because you are still technically a governor somewhere else, so Skodbert was a good choice. Probably command matrix for the ship fire rate.
Intellectual booty.
And Stormfire autocannons would be nice. Troutbridge! Thank you very much for resubscribing. 13 months, man. 13 months. It's a long time. We probably have some more debris to investigate as well. Yeah, go research projects in system. We have a bunch down here that we could research as well. Where's our nearest science ship to that? Quite some way away. Scorpio can build science ships, can't it? Yeah, get me a science ship. Get me a science ship. Envoy is dead. This war is the one I'm intrigued as to what's going to peace out with. I assume it's the Bothrians that they went to war with. Because the problem is, as long as they're occupying this stuff, we can't get hold of it. Cries of the Fallen, go back and deal with that for me. Because they're essentially beating us to all of these occupations, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because it does mean their war will end soon. We don't actually have a claim in there. We should have a claim in there. I'm not entirely sure how this war is going to end in terms of transfer of territory, but we'll find out. Oh good, they went that way. Go that way. Defondle, get in here with the armies, please. So that's one we can take. I do kind of feel like they bit off more than they could chew. Who are these people? A subsidiary under the Yaston Bonded Merchants. We're going to support their independence. Like, I don't mind dragging them into a corporation. We do have ethics divergence, which would be a bit of a problem, but I think we can overcome it reasonably well. Right, planet. Lot of armies actually, so we are going to need to bombard that first. So actually hang around there and bombard the planet for a bit. Science ship, leader. Research projects. Research projects. No, actually just research projects. Apparently we didn't take that system on the way through, so let's go take that system first. So that's 294 and dropping. How strong is Defondal's fleet? 407, so should win, but we'll knock a bit off of it first. Right, now that ship will pass down to me. Guardian point defense, and we lost a governor. Now, which governor did we lose? And Hiss of Steel. We have not been building on Hiss of Steel. 2 of them. 1 of them. 1 of them. I want to knock 2 armies off of this and then we'll go for it. It's 407. I'd like us to have at least 2 to 1 strength before we try and kill him. This really was a spectacularly bad war for them to declare, and I'm still not sure why they did it. Unless they declared on us, and then after we wiped out their main fleet, that's when maybe the Bothrians declared on them? They're fighting an aggressive war. Yeah, so they're in an offensive war, so
Ships ready for action.
it's entirely possible that us knacking their fleets made the Bothans jump. Like, many Bothrians have died in this war, but they might get some territory out of it.
Loot from enemy wrecks seized.
They might get some territory out of it. I do worry about these fucking Skull Lords, though. At least they have to get past Gargantua to get to us. That's the main thing. How's this looking? I want that under 200 before we attack. Good evening, Kilmatronics. Right, you're still not 100%, so no repairs necessary. You could be reinforced though. Let's get you reinforced. Does this fleet need reinforcing? Yes, reinforce. I think the good news is we're getting to the point where most of the reinforcing required is the corvettes, which is useful. So 508. Here's the steel is building. Is that conquerable yet? Definitely. Defondle, you can bring me that planet.
Our landing
I
party is
demand you bring me that planet.
We have taken their planet.
Good work.
Seize their credits.
Right, I'm kind of reluctant to attack them much more. Governor Ebony Bulb from Crash of Waves, which is Aggro World. Fine, you can have that, Governor. We sort of need this war to peace out before we can do anything else. Fleets.
They wish to speak with us.
What's going on up here? Drums of War. Do you need any more reinforcements? Yes. 6 of 8. So that's 7 of 8. So one more into that fleet, and that fleet's good for now. What, where? They pieced out. They pieced out. What did they take? Nothing. That was some terrible piecing out. Terrible piecing out. Right, let's get back there and deal with that station. And you jump around and get these bits. Means we're going to need you down this way. So planet, planet, planet. How do we not have a claim on that planet? Apparently we already have a claim on it. Yeah, don't do that, Trowbridge. That sounds painful. I'd advise not doing that next time. Planetary capitals, let's get it going. You've got debris to research. So, any claims to mop up? Yeah, so we need to get that system sorted. And then just see if there's anywhere else we want to claim. Like, do we want to claim out this way? Sort of kind of depends where that wormhole goes as well. So it's like, is any of this valuable to us? Now, theoretically, Obershoff is. That's not a blocking station. Punphrased, or Puntrazed, could theoretically be valuable to us, as it would be a station that would allow us to build essentially a very large choke point. Like, nothing would get past there, and then we could turn this into a vassal. And essentially what that would do is it would protect our kind of vassal arm round here. As long as that wormhole didn't go anywhere crazy. So actually, I think what we need you to do before you do the debris is tell us where that wormhole goes. You might as well carry on mopping up. Right, now you can go research that. That's another fucking Skull Lords one, so we absolutely want to control that. That means we effectively have no choice but to... No, actually, no. Okay, that works. We give the Death from Above more territory around here. We give them everything up to Zutar's Moor, and then we hold Zutar's Moor. That'll work. That will work. I think we might have to do some skull stomping next session. By the way, you are getting a bonus Stellaris session on Sunday. So we're not playing CK3 this coming Sunday. We are doing a new game of Stellaris because it will be a joint stream between me and Soyuza. So if you know Soyuza1444, another Paradox streamer, you see him, a member of this parish occasionally. He has been wanting to relearn how to play Stellaris for ages. So we're going to do a joint kind of squad stream thing on Sunday where we will play a co-op multiplayer game of Stellaris, and I will kind of bring him up to speed with everything he's not doesn't know about, which seemed like it'd be quite fun. So that's what we will be doing next on Sunday. So if you enjoy the Stellaris, do tune in on Sunday, and I'll probably be starting slightly earlier than normal because his streams normally start earlyish. But it should be fun. But not claim on adjacent. I think we're reasonably well off for claims. We've got all the claims around here. Like, the other thing we could do is start a second vassal race over here. But I feel like if we're going to create a subject out of these people, I'd almost rather it feed territory to our pet megacorp, if we can make that our pet megacorp. Like, there's planets here. But it's like, are they useful planets? I mean, that's a size 21 desert, so we could flip it into being something more relevant to us and keep it. Proper rest is... Tell me about the planet. please. It's a tomb world. Yeah, it's not that great. I feel like we stop there. Like, I feel like we're not that keen on having necroids as a pet anyway. We do need you to take that planet on the way past. So, Defondle, can you deal with that planet for me, please? What are you fighting? How are you fighting a station? Defondle? Why are you fighting a station? God damn it, man. Probably about a... not sure yet, we haven't decided. But my instinct is it will probably be... might even be as early as 9. Probably about 9:30, I reckon, maybe. Fuck's sake, Defondle. You're a general, not an admiral. Get out of there. Can't take you anywhere. You're going to be away for bloody ages. Oh, it could be worse, actually. Right, we're probably going to need some more fleets, though. Can we build any more slate moths? We can't. Where are we still getting all of these other fuckers from? We shouldn't have any migration packs with anyone anymore. Because we need the planets to win the war. I'll take market fee reduction, please, because we can do that. And how are the fleets looking? Drums of war. Reinforce that. Stormfire autocannons. Durasteel armor. They shouldn't be breeding because we're flogging them whenever they pop up. So they're coming from somewhere. We shouldn't be moving slaves captured to the homeworld. We still have a migration pact with someone. Who do we have a migration pact with? Where are we? With the Yatsum bonded merchants, we do not need a migration pact with you. I should sort that out finally.
They wish to speak with us.
Right, that's conquered. Get over there. And get over there. Defondle. Have you landed again yet? Yes, you are. Where are you? Okay, cool. You only ended up back at Scorpio. That's fine. Get over there. And this time, land some armies, please. Cries have fallen. Let's start reinforcing you. We might keep that system because it gives us a shot at the Ether Drake.
Technology secured.
More civic slots, please. And give me more energy.
Our landing party has reached enemy shores. Victory! Drink up,
Right.
my loyal crew.
Now get over there. Because as soon as that falls, we should be able to piece this war out. All sorts of people on that planet. It's an ocean world. We could give it to the Yalon. We could create a like Yalon dependency. And then give them some territory. That would work. Oh, fuck. Can you not? Because you're going to lose. Run! Run away! Run!
They wish to speak with us.
No! Yes! Haha, we're faster than you. Run! Run! Have we still got gas edicts on? Run! Run away! Hey, look. Don't fight fleets that are bigger than your fleet. This starbase we might as well downgrade because it's not connected to the trade network. It's actually kind of screwing us a bit.
Intellectual booty.
Problem is we'd only end up having to spend a lot of time and money to rebuild the fleet, so it's like, let's just not bother. Run! Keep running! Oh, you're not fighting the Ether Drake. Why would you fight the Ether Drake? Why would you do that? Why would you go through the Ether Drake system? You utter lemon. Right, well the good news is as soon as that falls, like, it should automatically mark that as a no travel thing. I swear to God, chat, your command skills today are terrible. And there's got a couple of them on there for if it needs it. Right, well we're definitely not getting down there at the moment then, because we're dependent on when our fleet comes back. So I think what we essentially do is the moment Defondel takes that is essentially all of our war goals, and then we can just peace out. Because you're not back for like 9 months.
They wish to speak with us.
Right, take that planet quickly, please. The Galactic Senate has passed a resolution declaring the Ha Skull Lords a threat to all sapient life and a crisis of galactic proportions. As a consequence, the Null Skull Lords, as of today, find themselves in a state of total war with the entire community. Representatives from the Senate have called upon all community members to mobilize their fleets and launch a concerted attack on Nahar territory, declaring that the galaxy will not know peace until the Nahar menace has been dealt with once and for all. Skull stumping is on, which is a problem because we're about to get that system. Right, come on, Defondel, I need you to win that battle before that station falls. I mean, I don't need you to, but it'd be really fucking handy if you did.
Our landing party has reached enemy shores. Our landing party has crushed the enemy.
They haven't reached that station yet. We should. Oh man, they declared on the death from above. That's why that war hasn't timed out. So we can't piece it out because they actually declared on the death from above. At least you're not. I am at war with the threat. That's the problem. We're all at war with the Null Skull Lords now.